Hey, what's up? Hello everyone, welcome into Fantasy Filmball, the show where we turn movies into sports and sports into something we don't talk about here. My name is Matt.
My name is Dyl. You already know what time it is. It is draft time here on the show. And before we dive into this week's draft, let us know what your first overall pick would be. If you had the number one, which movie featuring robots would you take?
So last week we drafted Spider-Man movies, and it was a super close, tight duel. It ended up coming down to one vote, I think. One vote, and you won. So this week, instead of Spider-Man, we, in honor of Transformers Rise of the Beasts, because for some fucking reason we're talking about that this week. Fucking what? Anyways, we're talking sci-fi movies about robots. Dylan, have you prepared your first pick?
I'm really struggling here. And I have come down to a movie, and I may get my little cinema card revoked because I have not actually watched this movie, but I would be remiss not to take it first overall, so give me that movie featuring HAL 9000 2001 A Space Odyssey at the first overall pick.
You haven't seen this movie and you took it? You bastard.
Hey, that's why I was sitting here. It's like, I don't want the first overall pick because I can't pass on this movie. But I know it's one I probably should take first overall. But Matt has the next two picks because this is a snake draft. So what are the two films that you're taking?
Bro, I mean, 2001 A Space Odyssey, you should watch it. It's my third favorite movie of all time.
I want to. I'm waiting.
It's amazing. I mean, I know you like to see movies in theaters for the first time. So if you can wait to see this in theaters, please do. It is worth it. It's an amazing movie, and you should have left it for me. But actually, I'm not too mad because I feel like I got two really good movies coming up. So number one for me, give me Spike Jonze's Her.
Okay, that's fine.
Joaquin Phoenix, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a beautiful movie. It makes me cry every single time. Scarlett Johansson is an amazing robot character in this movie as Samantha the AI. This movie's tender, it's beautiful, it's sweet. It deserved to win Best Picture that year and won a very deserved screenplay prize. So Her is my first pick, and I feel really good about that. Is it as good as 2001 A Space Odyssey? No, it's not. But Dylan, you shouldn't have picked that movie. God damn it, man. And number two for me, I gotta go with the boy, with the dude, the one who is going to clean up the trash for all of us. Give me Pixar's Golden Boy, the best movie robot of all time for sure. This is a beautiful movie, even beyond just being a great Pixar movie, a really funny film. This is a genuinely excellent sci-fi movie, and part of the reason why Best Picture has 10 nominees now, because they snubbed The Dark Knight and they snubbed WALL-E when both of them should have been nominated. WALL-E, it's great. It's iconic.
WALL-E was going to be my first overall pick if I did not go with a movie I haven't seen, but I'm a little sad that you got it, but hey, that's the nature of this game right here. I'm going to go with a movie where there's technically two of these movies I could pick from, and it's really a toss-up, but I think one of these movies is just slightly better than the other one, so give me Terminator 2.
That is the better one.
I'm glad that you agree. T2, James Cameron, I mean, blah, blah, blah. James Cameron could do no wrong. But on a robot level, the Terminator and all the villains, it's just so good. Words can't describe. This is one of, if not the most perfect action movies of all time.
You are absolutely correct. Terminator 2 is an amazing action movie. The entire concept of flipping the villain of the first film into the protagonist of the second. Oh my God. James Cameron is a madman, and we respect it here. Only love for James Cameron on this channel.
Speaking of only love of James Cameron, I think I'm going back to him. Aliens, Bishop's a Robot. Yeah. Give me two James Cameron movies, two James Cameron sequels that blow the first one out of the water. I think Aliens takes all the concepts of the first movie and, like I said, levels them up. It's a better action movie. I think it has some better horror elements. It's more funnier. And this is the one, if I'm going to watch one, I'm going to come to this one. And I know I see you shaking your head, but I'm hoping some people out there agree with me here.
Look, man, Aliens is great. If you're coming at Alien, Oh, you gotta back your shit up right there,
Wow,
man.
I never expected you to become Ridley Scott's biggest fan.
Oh, I'm not, but Alien is great. I will, however, become Ridley Scott's biggest fan here with my next pick, because I'm going Blade Runner, baby. This is a great robot movie. I mean, all these replicants, they look exactly like humans. They are all robots. Yeah, it was revealed in the sequel that Harrison Ford was a robot the whole time as well. It was hinted at in this original movie. But look, this is one of the definitive sci-fi movies. It's a great mix of film noir and sci-fi as this detective runs around trying to find these rogue robots. It's one that I always come back to. The music is fantastic. The visual effects are unlike anything else from its era. So yeah, that's an easy third choice for me. I would also say Blade Runner 2049 is a great one as well, but who knows? Maybe I'll save that for a little bit later.
Ooh.
Maybe we'll just save it for a little.
So what are you pairing up with Blade Runner? I mean, you could do it right here. Do Blade Runner 2049.
No, I got a better pick. I'm going to take Interstellar. TARS is a great robot, but we're talking movies with robots. We're not talking robots in movies, because TARS might be a little bit lower there, but Interstellar is a great film, just overall, in general. It's emotional, it has great music, it is deeply moving, it is one of the most mind-blowing investigations of our universe that I've seen on film. I've seen it a billion times at this point.
Me too.
I love this movie, so that's an easy pick for me right there.
I also love Interstellar. I'm sad I don't get it, but I'm cool with these next two movies I'm getting, because the first one is Ex Machina, and
not even on my list.
Hey, Ex Machina, I think, delivers on a very different angle of what robots can bring to a film, because this, instead of being robots are scary bad people, it's robots can be just like us. They have compassion, they have love, they have everything, and I don't want to go too much into what Ex Machina is, because if you haven't seen it, it's really worth a watch. It's a great movie. But to pair that, there's two here, but I think I'm going to go with The Iron Giant.
That's a great pick. That's low on my list, but it's on my list.
I wanted an animation film, and one of the films that I'm kind of debating if it counts or not. I would lean on more it doesn't, but it was another animated movie. But Iron Giant was one of my favorites when I was a little kid. I feel like a lot of people are just like me. It came out either right before we were born or right after we were born, and it's something that we grew up with, and it's stuck the test of time. Like, if I watch this today, I'm still gonna think it's great as I did all the way back then. Plus, if we're talking movie robots, the Iron Giant is a pretty lovable movie robot.
It is. Yeah, that's a great character. Fun fact, I growing up thought that, I don't know how, I thought that this movie took place in Iceland. Because there's one line near the end of the movie where an army general says that the nuclear blast that's coming could destroy an area the size of Iceland. So I was like, oh, I thought they were in America. I guess they're in Iceland. That's confusing.
Nice. All right, so I'm assuming your last pick here is the one that you were being strategic not to take, so I'm excited to hear what it is.
I was, because it's Star Wars. The original 1977 Star Wars. We got multiple great robots in here. We got C-3PO, R2-D2, which this movie is based on an old samurai movie called The Hidden Fortress, and it's so cool how George Lucas takes these two bickering workers, these bickering peasants from feudal Japan, and turns them into two robots, and keeps all the humor, keeps all of the wit between the two of them. So Star Wars is just a great pick here. I am not a huge fan of the series, admittedly, but the original 1977 film, I think, is one of the greatest movies of all time. It's legendary. It stands the test of time. Going back, it remains one of the only films in this series that I truly love, and I think it's a great way to round out my team. I'm very proud of my team, especially with Star Wars on it. I have 5 of my top 6, so that's great. You just have 2001.
Well, you definitely, I think, just won the draft there with Star Wars. You know, I thought we were going to go one of these drafts without Star Wars, because even though we're not the biggest fans of the movie, it keeps popping up on these draft lists. And I was like, oh, I'm always going to draft it. I'm going to pass on it today, so I don't have to have it.
Hey, look, man, something that I'll say is, even though I don't love Star Wars, here, this is a genuine pick for me, because the original Star Wars, 1977, is in my top 50 movies of all time. It's the rest of the movies that I think are kind of mid.
Before we recap our teams, I do want to mention some of those, questionable picks I was thinking about reaching for. So technically, there are robots in The Incredibles, the Omnidroids, but I feel that's a little bit of a stretch, because they're not, like,
works.
very prevalent. So, see, I probably should have taken that over Iron Giant. However, some other fun ones I want to mention is Nebula and Guardians of the Galaxy, Volumes 1, 2, or 3. Take your pick. I don't think either of those movies really stands out above the other ones, so I didn't really feel like picking one over the rest. Wizard of Oz has the Tin Man. Technically, he's not a man, but is he a robot? I don't know.
No, he's not a robot.
And then this character is not a robot, but it's made out of robot because Bruce from Jaws, that's one cool robot right there.
No, that doesn't count. That's creative. It's outside the box, but that is not a robot. It's not a movie about a robot.
So to recap my team, Iron Giant was my 5th round pick. I'll go in reverse order this time. 4th round was Ex Machina featuring Ava. 3rd round was Aliens with Bishop. Round 2 was Terminator 2 with all of the T-800s. And round 1 was 2001: A Space Odyssey with HAL 9000.
And on my team, I have Spike Jonze' Her. I've got Pixar's Wall-E. I have Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. I have Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. And wrapping us off, the original 1977 Star Wars.
Well, when you say it like that, it doesn't really sound like much of a competition.
Hey, I mean, I think you thought I was off to a bad start when I picked Her. You guys head out to the YouTube community tab, go and vote. Let your voice be heard, because we got some competitive teams this week, I think. So go and vote, please.
Yeah,
and
please.
While you're there,
we don't want to tie. We don't want to tie.
We don't want to tie again. Not again. But while we got you here, drop a like, drop a comment. Maybe subscribe even if you want to see more of this type of draft video where I yell at Dylan for not having seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. God damn it,
It's not
Dylan.
the first time. Lord of the Rings, hey, keep them coming.
But anyways, thank you so much for watching. As always, my name is Matt.
My name is Dyl, the guy who hasn't seen some of your favorite movies, and this is Fantasy Filmball.